guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm in Jerusalem right now for the Feast of Tabernacle. It's a feast where the Jews celebrate the time that they were in the wilderness, how they depended on God for their provision. It's a 7 days feast, and so here we are with International Christian Embassy in Jerusalem, and so it will be live. So please watch the video until the end, and thank you.
Prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. For 2,000 years, stones of anti-Semitism blocked the path between Jews and Christians. How do we overcome? A group of Christians stepped out and marched through the streets of Jerusalem to show solidarity with Israel and celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles in Jerusalem. From this pivotal moment, the ICEJ was born. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. I am the root and the offspring of David, the bright and morning star, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Then he who sat on the throne said, Behold, I make all things new.
Adonai, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, Baruch haba b'shem
Welcome to Jerusalem, and welcome to the 40th celebration of the ICEJ Feast of Tabernacles. And welcome to our worldwide audience on God TV, Daystar, Vision Norway, and live stream on ICEJ.org. And first I want to give you some numbers. First of all, there's more than 5,000 delegates from around the world here in the same. Give yourself a shout. From nearly 100 nations, from Bolivia to Brazil, from Fiji to Finland, from Uganda to the United States, and everywhere in between. And some of the most important numbers: Leviticus 23:34. John 17:14 and Zechariah 14:16. Leviticus says, "Speak to the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days to the Lord." John chapter 7, verse 14. Now, about the middle of the Feast of Tabernacles, Jesus went up into the temple and taught. And Zechariah 14:16 says, "And it shall come to the pass that everyone who is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles." This is a celebration of joy. This is a celebration of harvest. And you're here as a prophetic foretaste of what will happen one day when all the nations of the world will go up to Jerusalem to worship the King, the King of Kings. And when Isaiah said that the word of the Lord shall go from Jerusalem to the ends of the earth. So celebrate yourself. You're here in Jerusalem for such a time as this. So give yourself a shout. And for all those watching around the world, next year in Jerusalem.
Yes, next year in Jerusalem.
So tonight we're going to have the Parade of Nations, when you'll see just the celebration of the nations now.
Good evening, Jerusalem. It's such a pleasure for me to be here with all of you today on the Feast of Tabernacles. We don't take it for granted. We don't take it for granted here that we have so many friends around the world dedicated to Israel and dedicated to Zion and dedicated to Jerusalem the way you are. So I'm here, first of all, to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your advocacy in your own countries. We appreciate it. Today in synagogue, we read Ecclesiastes, which is a book which actually seems like a little bit of a depressing book, because it talks about a lot of things that might bring us down. But the essence of Ecclesiastes, when we analyze it and when we look at it, is very, very clear. Faith is the purpose of why we're here in this world. We don't do it because we're going to get something back. We do it because this is our purpose in this world. And I know that for many of you, being a supporter and a lover of Israel is not easy. You have to convince people, you have to talk to people, you have to face adversity. But our faith comes above everything else, and this is why we're all here. So again, thank you for your love and thank you for your support.
bring restoration, complete reformation. Jesus, it's you, your way. So we cry out for the nations. Lord, we come once again. Spirit, move on the people. Heal our land. Cry out for the nations. Lord, we come once again. Spirit, move on the people. Heal our Amen. That's our prayer tonight. Are you excited to be in Jerusalem tonight? As Chris said tonight, we like to take time every year to welcome the nations that have come up to Jerusalem to present themselves. And so we're going to take time to do that now. We ask you to encourage, to clap, to shout. This is a joyous occasion. And tonight something special as the nations come, they're going to be carrying Gulam. If you remember, the Lord told the people of Israel when they celebrate this festival that they should present themselves with the branches of the majestic trees. So the delegates tonight will be carrying the Gulam. So as they come, again, we invite you to celebrate, to rejoice, to shout for your country. So let's welcome them as they come. Amen.
Argentina. Sierra Leone. Singapore. Slovenia. South Africa. South Korea. Sri Lanka. Sweden. Switzerland. Swaziland. Taiwan. Tanzania. Thailand. Tajikistan. Togo. Tonga. Ukraine. United Kingdom. United States of America. Uzbekistan. Vanuatu. Vietnam. Zimbabwe. Egypt. Burkina Faso. Israel.
Israel. It is the heart of the Middle East, the most important country in all of human history, and the single most influential place that's impacted your life. It was the home of the prophets, the location that once held the Holy of Holies, and the birthplace of the Gospels. The connection between this land and your heart is undeniable, but you can also be a blessing to this nation by partnering with the International Christian Embassy Jerusalem.
Then and into Jerusalem, according to Zechariah 14:16. And it shall come to pass that everyone who is left of all the nations which come against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of Tabernacle. This evening, we have seen this prophecy being enacted, and surely it will come to pass.
The name of my Redeemer him awesome, we call him mighty, we call him perfect, we call on him Jesus, 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 precious Jesus, 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 precious Jesus, 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 precious Jesus, 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 precious Jesus, Jesus is the sweetest name I know. He's the sweetest, and he's just the same. And I love him, Lord, and that's the reason why I love him so. I love him so. Oh, Jesus, he is the sweetest name. Oh, Jesus. He is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Oh, Jesus. He is the sweetest name I know. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in, and they are saved. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in, and they are saved. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in, and they are saved. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in, and they are saved. Jesus, 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 you are the lover of my soul, Jesus. I'll never ever let you go. You're taking me from the miry clay. You set my feet upon the rock, and now I know, I know, I know, I know. I love you, I need you. Though my world may fall, I'll never let you go. You are my savior, you are my closest friend.
he was in the beginning with God.
Él era en el principio con Dios.
And all things were made through him, and without him was not anything that was made.
Y todas las cosas por él fueron hechas, y sin él nada de lo que ha sido hecho fue hecho.
And I would like to read from Isaiah chapter 51.
Y quiero leer de Isaías 51.
Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness,
Escuchen ustedes que buscan la justicia,
you who seek the Lord.
ustedes que buscan al Señor.
Look to the rock from which you have been hewn,
Miren a la roca de la que han sido cortados.
to the quarry from which you will dug.
Miren al hueco de la cantera de donde han sido arrancados.
Look to Abraham your father,
Miren a Abraham su padre
and to Sarah who bore you.
y a Sara quien los dio a luz.
And the same prophet Isaiah in chapter 43.
Y el mismo profeta Isaías capítulo 43.
Remember not the former things,
No recuerden las cosas antiguas.
nor consider the things of old.
No consideren las cosas pasadas.
Behold, I am doing a new thing.
He aquí yo estoy haciendo algo nuevo.
Now it springs forth.
Ahora será revelado.
Do you not perceive it?
¿No lo conoceréis?
And in the very beginning, our Bible starts.
Y desde el mismo principio la Biblia dice:
Bereshit bara Elohim hashamayim v'haaretz. In the beginning, the Lord created the heavens and the earth.
En el principio el Señor creó los cielos y la tierra.
You may be seated.
Pueden sentarse.
This year's feast beginnings.
La fiesta de este año, comienzos,
It is on the one side looking back to the beginnings where everything started,
apunta a ver a los comienzos donde todo empezó.
but it's also a celebration of new things that the Lord wants to do even during this Feast of Tabernacles.
Pero también es una celebración de nuevos comienzos que el Señor quiere hacer durante esta fiesta.
However, if you expect a new beginning from the Lord,
Sin embargo, si ustedes esperan un nuevo comienzo del
a
Señor,
fresh anointing, a fresh calling,
una nueva unción, un nuevo llamado,
it is important that your foundations are right with God.
es muy importante que sus fundamentos estén bien cimentados.
And I want to speak tonight about some of the most essential foundations of our faith.
Y esta noche quiero hablar de algunos de los fundamentos más importantes de nuestra fe. En el principio Dios creó los cielos y la tierra.
That means God is the creator of everything.
Quiere decir que el Señor es el creador de todo.
He made you and He made my life.
Él los hizo a ustedes y Él hizo mi vida.
He created the earth we are living on.
Él creó la tierra y todo.
He created the universe.
Él creó el universo.
He calls out the stars by name.
Él llama a las estrellas por su nombre.
He is the creator of everything.
Él es el creador de todo.
He has made us and not we
El
ourselves.
Salmo 103 dice:
We are
conoced que el
His
Señor
people.
es Dios, pueblo suyo somos y oveja de
And
su
we are the
prado.
sheep of His pasture.
Él nos hizo y no nosotros a nosotros mismos. Somos ovejas de su prado.
God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, He owns you.
Dios, el creador de los cielos y la tierra, Él es el dueño de usted.
And you are entering into a blessed life
Y usted está entrando en una vida bendecida
if you recognize His ownership over your life.
si reconoce la posesión de Dios de su vida.
If you say during this Feast of Tabernacles,
En esta fiesta de los tabernáculos,
Lord, here I am, send me.
usted dígale al Señor: Señor, aquí estoy, envíame.
Do with me as it pleases to you.
Haz conmigo lo que a ti te plazca.
And if you do that,
Y si usted hace eso,
you will attract the blessing of heaven upon your life.
usted va a traer la bendición del cielo sobre su vida. Ustedes que buscan la justicia,
You who seek the Lord,
ustedes que buscan al Señor,
look to the rock from which you were hewn.
miren a la roca de la que fueron cortados.
Look to Abraham, your father.
Miren a Abraham, su padre.
You might say this is a wonderful passage for the Jewish people.
Usted puede pensar, este es un pasaje maravilloso para los judíos,
But my Bible tells me in Galatians 3 verse 29,
pero mi Biblia dice en Gálatas, en el libro de Gálatas 3:29,
that all who who are Christ are the seed of Abraham.
Que todos los que creemos en Cristo somos semillas de Abraham.
Paul says in Romans chapter 4, Abraham is the father of us all.
En el libro de Romanos dice que Abraham es el padre de nosotros.
Did you ever wonder where was the gospel preached the first time?
¿Tiene usted idea de cuándo se predicó el evangelio por primera vez?
What was the beginning of the proclamation of the gospel?
¿Cuándo fue el principio de la proclamación del evangelio?
When I ask people, they say, well, it is obvious, the book of Matthew.
Y la gente me dice cuando yo le pregunto, pues fue en el libro de Mateo.
Paul says in Galatians chapter 3, verse 8.
Pablo dice en Gálatas 3:8.
The scriptures foreseeing that God would justify the Gentiles by faith.
Las escrituras previendo que Dios iba a justificar a los gentiles por fe.
Preached the gospel to Abraham beforehand.
Le predicó el evangelio a Abraham de antemano.
Did you hear that?
¿Escuchó eso?
Preached the gospel to Abraham beforehand.
Le predicó el evangelio a Abraham de antemano.
Saying,
diciendo,
in you all the nations of the earth shall be blessed.
En ti serán benditas todas las familias de la tierra.
When God called Abraham, when God called Abraham in Ur in Chaldea,
Dios le llamó a Abraham desde que estaba en Ur en Caldea.
when he said, Lech lecha, get out of Ur in Chaldea,
Él le dijo a Abraham, sal de aquí, deja de Ur, Caldea,
I make a great nation out of you.
y yo voy a hacer una gran nación de ti.
I will bless you.
Yo te bendeciré.
I will make your name great.
Yo te haré grande.
You will be a blessing.
Tú serás una bendición.
I will put a protection mechanism around you.
Yo pondré un mecanismo de protección alrededor de ti.
People who are nice to you, I will be nice to them.
La gente que sea buena contigo, yo voy a ser bueno con ellos.
People who attack you,
Y la gente que te ataque,
they will have me as their enemy.
yo los voy a tener como enemigos.
Why did God do that?
¿Por qué Dios hizo eso?
He says, because I have a mission with you, Abraham.
Dijo, porque yo tengo una misión para ti, Abraham.
In you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed.
En ti, todas las familias de la tierra serán benditas.
Do you know what that means?
¿Sabe qué significa eso?
When God called Abraham,
Que Dios llamó a Abraham.
He saw you already sitting here in the Pace Arena in Jerusalem.
Desde entonces él ya lo veía a usted sentado aquí en el país de esta noche.
He saw the people of Bolivia.
Él vio a la gente de Bolivia.
He saw the people of Brazil.
Él vio a la gente
He saw the people of Finland.
Él vio a la gente de Finlandia.
And of the Pacific Islands, Fiji and Cook
Y
Islands,
de las islas
Samoa.
del Pacífico, Fiji, Samoa.
And he says, through the seed of Abraham, I'm going to save you.
Y él dijo, a través de la simiente de
And how
Abraham.
did they do that?
¿Y cómo lo hizo?
They gave us the word of God.
Nos dieron los judíos la palabra de
They
Dios.
were God's private secretary.
Ellos son los secretarios privados de Dios.
They gave us their Messiah, Jesus.
Ellos nos dieron al Mesías
Did you
Jesús.
know that Jesus was Jewish?
¿Sabía usted que Jesús fue judío?
The book of Revelation.
Y yo veo los cielos en el libro de Apocalipsis
And I still saw Jesus up in heaven.
y se ve ahí a Jesús en el cielo arriba
He's called the Lion of the tribe of
Judah.
y se le llama el león de la tribu de.
in the very last chapter of the Bible.
Y es el último capítulo de la Biblia.
Jesus, you have come to Jerusalem.
Por eso han venido ustedes a
And you
Jerusalén.
need to understand you didn't have come to be part of a tour group.
Porque ustedes tienen que entender que no vinieron a ser parte de un tour.
This is not a tourist destination here.
Este no es un destino
But
turístico,
this is your personal appointment with the Creator of the
sino que
heavens
esta es
and
su
the earth.
cita personal con el Creador de los cielos y la
It's
tierra.
going to change your life.
Esto va a cambiar su vida.
That's why you have come here.
Por eso vinieron aquí.
I want to very quickly close in a prayer.
Quiero cerrar rápidamente con oración.
If you feel you need a new breakthrough in your life,
Si usted siente que necesita que algo pase en su
if you
vida,
feel that you have been living in a spiritual desert
si usted siente que ha estado viviendo en un desierto espiritual
and things have become very difficult for
y
you,
las cosas se han vuelto muy difíciles para su ministerio,
if you see you need a breakthrough in your family,
si usted necesita un nuevo fluir de Dios
some
en
of
su
your
vida,
children are not following the Lord,
algunos de sus hijos ya no están siguiendo al Señor,
if you do see that you need a fresh breakthrough and intimacy with
si
God,
usted sabe que necesita una nueva relación de intimidad con el
we
Señor,
want to pray for you tonight.
queremos orar por usted esta noche. Encuentro personal con Jesús.
God is here in this room,
Todo el Espíritu de Dios está aquí.
not because I say it,
No porque yo lo diga,
but because the will of God declares it.
sino porque la palabra de Dios lo
He
declara.
says, this is your moment, your appointed
Y
time
dice
with
que
the Creator of the
es su
heavens and
tiempo
the earth.
señalado, el tiempo señalado de usted con el Creador.
Father, in the name of Jesus,
Padre, en el nombre de Jesús,
I declare your destiny over every single person in this room tonight.
yo declaro tu destino sobre cada una de las personas que está aquí esta noche.
Father, I do ask you that you reopen those wells that have been closed over the recent years and decades.
Padre, yo oro que estas puertas que han estado cerradas durante las últimas décadas
I
son
ask you that
abiertas.
you refresh callings that have become hidden.
Te pido que refresques los llamados sobre estas personas.
Heavenly dreams that died out.
Sueños que venían del cielo y que han muerto.
Father, I ask you where unforgiveness and bitterness took place and ruin in people's life.
Y Padre, te pido que tú quites toda raíz de amargura
I
de
pull it
estas
out in the
personas.
name of Jesus and I declare forgiveness in the name of
Yo
Jesus.
declaro que hay perdón en estas personas en el nombre de Jesús.
Father, I ask for everyone who comes with a physical need this evening.
Padre, yo pido que cada persona que viene con alguna necesidad física esta noche,
Be it cancer,
sea cáncer,
heart disease,
cualquier enfermedad,
high blood sugar,
con diabetes,
high blood
azúcar,
pressure,
con presión arterial
kidney
alta,
failure or liver disease.
con problemas de los riñones.
Father, in the name of Jesus, we declare your healing power, the power of the blood of Jesus over everybody who needs a
Que la
touch from you.
sangre de Jesús cubre a estas personas y las limpia de toda
Every
enfermedad.
cancer be bound in the name of Jesus.
Todo cáncer es vencido en el nombre de Jesús.
Heart be strengthened in the name of Jesus.
Toda enfermedad es sanada en el nombre de Jesús.
Father, we ask you for a fresh outpouring of your Holy
Padre, te
Spirit.
pedimos un fresco derramamiento del Espíritu Santo.
Fill us afresh with your presence.
Llénanos nuevamente de tu presencia.
Fill us afresh with your Holy Spirit.
Llénanos de tu Espíritu Santo.
Send us a fresh Pentecost right here in Jerusalem.
Llénanos, Señor, mientras estamos en
Streams of living waters
Señor, llénanos.
that will bless the people around us.
Que podamos regresar a nuestros países y bendecir
We
a la
all
gente.
ask this in the powerful and the mighty
Y
name of
oramos todo esto en
Yeshua.
el poderoso nombre de Yeshua.
In the name of Jesus, we
En
pray.
el
La creación
En nombre de Jesús.
The Feast of Tabernacle 2019 in Jerusalem. It was awesome. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please subscribe to my channel. See? From all the nations, they come together to worship and pray for Israel. It was an awesome time to worship. Thank you, bye. Hi. Who are you talking to? She's a Kenyan.
Bolivian, yeah, the Bolivians
Oh, this is Bolivia.
Bolivia, where are you from?
From Kenya. Kenya.
Kenya. God
Yes.
bless you, Kenya.
Thank you. Oh, you're wonderful people. Oh, that's awesome. From Kenya. Bless you. Bless you too. Guys, that was awesome. We are blessed. We feel the Spirit of God move in our lives. That was awesome. I hope to see you next year in Jerusalem in person. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. It means so much to me. And thank you for subscribing if you have. God bless you so much from Jerusalem. See you again in a few days time. John, do you see the lane of Sukkot rain? After Sukkot, it's just rained. It rained.